questions? You have any questions on from your review process? Do you guys have any questions?
I have one quick question.
Okay.
So last time you gave us homework to do for the table. Do you mind if you can show us how to do it, or the answers to the table?
The arc cotangent?
Yeah, cotangent and ArcCotangent.
Okay, so this is the cotangent table, right? I have given you guys these tables. So when you find when we are looking for the values, cotangent values, how is a cotangent defined? How is a cotangent defined? How is a cotangent defined?
Is it by x over y, or is that
By
wrong?
x over y, right? By x over y. So what is x? What is y?
Red over the blue?
The red is x, right? The blue is y, right? So all you have to do, you just take the red number, divide by the blue number for the corresponding terminals. So now for cotangent pi over 6, for example, pi over 6, right? That equals to, you do ARD, okay? You do ARD, and that's pi over 6, that's a terminal. And a point on the terminal sides of the angle other than the origin, so that point is on the unit circle that we have picked, right? And you just take the red number, the red number is the square root of 3 over 2 divided by half. And you simplify, you get root 3. All right, so that point on cotangent curve is pi over 6. The input, the output is root 3 over 2. It's a square root of 3. All right. So that point has a place on the unit circle, on the graph, on the graph, right? Root 3 pi over 6. Pi over 6 is a positive angle, so you're gonna measure pi over 6. Pi over 6 is approximately less than 1, so it's something like that. Oh no, this is the wrong, this is the wrong graph, my bad. This is the wrong graph, my bad. This is arc cotangent, my bad. The the cotangent curve is right here. This is the cotangent curve. This is the curve we're looking for, right? So you just measure You just measure that length. It's just approximate. It's just approximate. It's the process that's very, very important to you, because in these cases, all the numbers are going to be approximation. So you're going to be measuring that pi over 6. You punch in your calculator, pi over 6, 3.14 divided by 6. You're going to get a number which is larger than half, smaller than 1, right? Larger than half, smaller than 1 is probably something like that, right? And the ratio we just found, we cannot use, we're not going to use purple because purple is the ratio for tangent. So you can use whatever ratio, yellow, right? Yellow. So that ratio is this much. Okay, it's √3. So you are experiencing, okay, the actual number doesn't matter. We are experiencing that this is pi over 6. Okay. And the other one, the yellow one, is it is √3. So that's the first part. Did you get it?
Mm-hmm.
Then you do that for each of the point. It is the experience of going through this point by point. You have like several points to go through, probably 5, 6 points to go through. So you have some sense about the meaning of the curve. Okay. On the other side, on this ratio, right? So so input becomes output, output becomes input, right? So this was input, output on cotangent. ArcCotangent is reverse, it's the, you know, the swap of input output. So now input is √3, output is going to be pi over 6, right? So how do we get that? The ArcCotangent of square root of 3 is equals to pi over 6. And that point is going to be square root of 3, comma, pi over 6. Okay, and then you take this point, you go to that other curve, right? √3 pi over 6. So here it's marked. You can also go to decimals to do this, right? Pi over 6 is about, so the orange color, right? So the orange color is going to be the output. Okay, so it's probably √3. √3 is about 1.7, right? So this is about 1.7. So that's the ratio. And that's the angle. So this point is this point is √3, comma, pi over 6. Pi over 6, I should change the color. Did you get it, guys? That's how you do it. Pi over 6. Is that enough?
What about the as a Of zero, positive, what the top and the bottom was for both of them. For those two.
As A approaches 0. Is this what you're talking about?
For both cotangent and arcotangent.
Okay. As angle approaches 0, right? What does it mean angle approaches 0? From larger than 0 over here, right? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
When the angle approach, so you understand this curve. When the angle approaches 0 from larger than 0, that's approaching 0 from larger than 0. What happened to the curve? The curve is getting higher and higher, right? Is that what you see? Is that what we see?
Mm-hmm.
So this will be approaching positive infinity, right? Yeah.
I see. Okay.
On the other side, when the angle is approaching pi from smaller than pi, right? What does the ratio approach? Approaches negative infinity, right? So scrolling down, when A approaches pi from smaller than pi, there should be a little negative sign on the shoulder. So this will be approaching negative pi, negative infinity. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side, okay, on the other side, over here, right, over here. So let me move this table down below. The curve right here. We understand the meaning of this picture, right? Input is ratio, output is angle between 0 to pi, right? So when ratio approaches negative infinity, let me see if that's a negative sign. Yeah, here is positive infinity. When ratio approaches positive infinity, when ratio approaches positive infinity, that's what means ratio, because ratio is the input. Ratio approaches positive infinity. The arc cotangent approaches what? You see the red curve is getting lower and lower, approaching 0 from larger than 0. Do you guys see that? So this piece will be approaching 0 from larger than 0. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the other direction, you know what to do? In the other direction, when the ratio approaches negative infinity. You can see the red curve is approaching to the green curve, but below the green curve, the green line is y equals to pi. So cotangent x is going to approaching pi from smaller than pi. Okay, so over here is going to be as x approaching negative infinity, arc cotangent is going to be approaching pi from smaller than pi. Is that clear?
I see. Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Any other questions? No?